I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's grey and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday, I'm in love. Monday, you can fall apart. Tuesday, Wednesday, break my heart. Oh, Thursday doesn't even start. It's Friday, I'm in love. Saturday, wait. And Sunday always comes too late. But Friday, never hesitate. I don't care if Monday's black. Tuesday, Wednesday, heart attack. Thursday, never looking back. It's Friday, I'm in love. Monday, you can hold your head. Tuesday, Wednesday, stay in bed. Or Thursday, watch the walls instead. It's Friday, I'm in love. Saturday, wait. And Sunday always comes too late. But Friday, never hesitate. Dressed up to the eyes, it's a wonderful surprise to see your shoes and your spirits rise. Throwing at your frown and just smiling at the sound. And the sick as a shriek spinning round and round. Always take a big bite, it's such a gorgeous sight.
Hello.
Hello, nice to have you with me. Milica, nice to see you again. How are you?
Nice to see you too. I wanted to say great introduction.
This
I
was
love the
really,
music.
really last minute video. So I wanted to create something very special for this session. And I used, of course, artificial intelligence and a little bit old music. And now just a question for somebody who is listening to us or watching us. Does anybody know who is singing this song?
I
Please
must
comment.
say
Don't,
that I
if you
don't.
know, don't say it. So if
I
somebody
don't.
knows, please comment. You don't know, right,
Okay.
Milica? You're too young for that group.
I wanted to say, am I too young for that?
Could be. But
Oh,
this song is about Friday, and we don't have Friday today, so I'm sorry for that. But there is a Wednesday also in the in the lyrics, so it's okay.
it's that feeling like it's Friday.
We have already the first answer, and of course, this is the right one. Bravo, Nebojša. That's true. It's Cure. So we have to use this song now every Friday if we have the sessions because it's Friday song. So let's have a Friday vibes.
Okay, and we will have maybe Friday events.
Let's do it on Friday next time.
Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to today's event. We waited actually like a few moments to see if everyone who wanted to be here is here. And now we are getting here. Okay.
Hello,
Petra.
Petra. Nice to have you with us. How are you?
Great. Keep going, guys. Use the chat box and feel free to type. So my name is Milica. And I am actually working with Darko on that Ape School project for almost 2 years now. I think that's how long Ape School project exists, right? Darko Pavic, aka Professor John Keating, is actually the founder of the project and the founder of the company where I am working also. And this is one really, I must say, one really great experience to be in that new world in the Web3 space and learn a lot about it. So definitely, I can say that this is one really interesting thing. So on the 8th of May, we are starting our, I think, 5th in a row. That's right?
Yes.
Yeah, 5th in a row masterclass on a topic blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and NFTs. And that masterclass is totally free, which is really important because you get all the knowledge, and everything you will hear there will be free. And of course, after every single session you listen to, you are getting a certificate in a form of NFT. And of course, if you want it in a paper form, we will provide that too. So that's something that is really interesting and that has like the value, the real value for everyone who is listening. I must say that we have a huge database, and there is a lot of people that have been through all of this journey with us. And I think there is like 3,000 people who were like listening and being in whole that thing with us. We also had a Discord server, like we will totally in it, like for sure. So today, everyone who is here actually is registered for the masterclass, and everyone who actually received email today was actually did the registration on our website, Ape School. So that's how you got the email. So today you will hear more about the Ape School project and what are you guys going to hear there. And first of all, you will definitely hear about Professor Keating. Professor John Keating, who is actually Darko Pavic, who is actually co-founder of one real company and that does a lot of things in Web3 space. So stay tuned. And if you want to jump in and to be on stage here with us, reach out to me. You can type in a chat box and I will put you in. So please feel free to chat with us. Professor, are you ready?
Absolutely. Milica, thank you very much for your introduction. I will really enjoy the following couple of minutes to give you all the details, let's say, about the Ape School, the project itself, about the masterclass. This is, of course, our focus for today. And I will give you some information about my company and myself so that you just know who is talking to you actually, and of course, why we are doing all these things. So we had already, Milica just introduced us, we had already more than, in total, I think around 3,000 students, but it's very difficult to calculate because some of them join us just for one lesson, some of them join us for 2 or 3 lessons, but overall, like a unique holder, so let's call it like that, or unique visitors in this case, around 3,000. And this is not bad. So in this session today, I call it warm-up actually, because I want to give you all important information. And it's really, some of them are really important to know and understand, because on the road, till we reach the last session, you will be able even to win some interesting prizes, but there are certain conditions or certain topics that you have to do in order to be able to win. So that's why it's very good that you are today with us and to hear, let's say, and to listen all those details, which will be important for you if you join the lessons. So one important point before we start, the registrations are not closed yet. So this means if you go to the internet page website of the Ape School, you see it on the screen, you can still register. We are actually limiting the number of the students to be around, or to have around 100, 120 students. And we are actually already full. So there are 130 registrations in this moment, but as always, not everybody who registered join it really. So this means we have, if there are 10 or 20 more people, that's okay, no problem with that. So technical limits are around 500. So the room that we are using and the infrastructure that we are using can handle 500 students. So don't worry about that. The totally deadline, technically, because we have to close it in one moment, will be in 2 days. Right, Milica? On 5th of May. Yeah. So you have still 2 days if you want to join, do that. And why is that important? First, let me tell you just one important organizational topic. Everybody will be able to join even on the road. So if we start with the first session, I will publish the link to join that session on Twitter and all around. So everybody will be able just to jump into the session. But if you are not registered, you will not be able to get a certificate at the end, and you will not be able to win some kind of prizes, which we will have in between. And who knows us a little bit knows also that the prizes on the road till we reach our last session are not that bad. So I can tell you.
And
So yes, Milica, sorry.
yeah, I just wanted to add one more like organizational point, and that is only those who are registered will receive the access link every Friday.
As a
And
first,
those who are
yes.
not, they won't receive a mail with an access link. That's what is also the difference between the
Right,
ones who are just
right.
jumping in.
Yes, they have to they have to monitor our social networks, and as soon as they see something, they can join. But it's much better if you're registered, then you get the email with all the data inside, and you can join the session easily. Yeah, don't worry about the data privacy, because you can use whatever you want. So we are not checking your real name or whatever. So you can use your nickname or whatever, and you can use Gmail so that nobody knows who you are. It's up to you if you want to be doxxed or not doxxed. It's fine for us. We just need this data in order to identify you through the lessons and in order to send you, let's say, the invitation links. But I will explain this a little bit more in detail in a couple of minutes. Let me introduce myself first. I am in real life Darko Pavic, and in Web3 I am Professor John Keating. In real life, Darko Pavic, I'm CEO of the company Fiscal Solutions, which is actually developing software for large international retailers. So we have customers like H&M, like C&A, like Metro, like Walmart, Carrefour, and all those big guys, let's say. And they are using our solution, which is basically focused on the VATs. So if the retailer is opening the store in the new country, for example, if Carrefour, which is actually French retailer, if these guys are opening store, for example, in Bulgaria, there are certain tax-related laws that retailer has to follow. And our solution is helping them to do it very easily without big developments and changes of the systems and so on. And this is actually also the beginning of the story of the Ape School, because those big guys asked us to provide a solution for metaverse. And we were shocked, actually. And this was around 1.5, almost 2 years ago, as we started discussing with them about the new country called Metaverse. And this was actually the beginning of the Ape School story. I will come back to that. So this means we are actually focused on the topics related to the taxation, and we are focused on the topics related to the VAT, and we are focused on the topic related to the retailers. This is our core competence, let's say. That's why I'm sure if you are following my account, you saw that we just sent let's say a draft document to the European Union, Commission of the European Union, to create the European metaverse and to take technically care of VATs. It's a, let's say, suggestion that we just prepared and send it to the authorities in order to help them to implement, let's say, from the business point of view, everything like it should be, to regulate it a little bit more. Okay, so far so good about the company. And the story is with Professor Keating is actually starting at that time point 2 years ago, as those big retailers asked us to provide, let's say, solutions for the metaverse. Nobody knew actually what is metaverse, and we didn't knew as well. And actually, there was no metaverse. Maybe it's even today not existing, but at that time point, even Web3 was just in the beginning. And they asked us, can you provide a solution? We were not able to do that, of course, but even the situation was even worse. So we didn't even know what is actually Web3. And I had to decide, what shall I do? Shall I ignore these questions from the customers, or shall I investigate, let's say, what is behind, and maybe even invest in this kind of technologies and prepare some solutions, let's say, for the retailers if they are entering metaverse? I decided as a first to learn. And of course, what is better to learn than to be the part of the community? And I started as a member of the Bored Apes, let's say, community, in order to be somehow on the source, let's say, of the information and in the community in order to learn. I start learning, and at the same time, I started preparing the documentation for the internal trainings, let's say, of the company, because I knew if I have to make the decision about my company to go towards Web3 and to implement something, the company has to be educated as well. It's not enough that I'm educated, even, and this is even not important at all. It's important that the people which are implementing the projects understand what is Web3. So I started preparing the documentation, and I had already some ideas how to train, let's say, people in my company about Web3, about technologies, about the business cases, about the models, and so on. And after some time, we did some internal trainings, of course, and after some time, I understood that it would be very, very interesting to open those trainings for everyone and to make it free of charge. I really love open source technologies, and as I was a student, I was even part of the several development, open source development projects. So this kind of philosophy and blockchain philosophy is something that I really love. So I opened the education for everyone, and I published, let's say, the first masterclass on LinkedIn. And I was very surprised. More than 800 people resonated and registered. And I was, I was really shocked. So because that many people were interested in Web3 technologies and masterclass, which we prepared. This was the beginning. And as I saw that these things are happening like that, I thought, let's make a kind of business concept around that. Let's make something which can be, let's say, as a story, which can be wrapped in the story and put it on the market. And this was the moment as the Ape School idea was born, let's say. And with the Ape School idea, there was a character born, which was called Professor John Keating, which is actually a character from the movie Dead Poets Society. So if you like the movies, check this movie. It's really beautiful. And we tried to implement, let's say, these characteristics of that character into the professor, let's say. And professor is today something like a real professor teaching and following those ethical, rules and let's say characteristics that this real professor from the movie has. This was like the Professor Keating started. You see on the left side me in real life and my LinkedIn page. If you feel that you want to connect, please feel free. I'm really open for that. If you want to follow me on the Twitter, it's especially if you are the student, I can recommend that because during the sessions we are publishing over there all important information. So not to miss anything, it's good to follow the Twitter account, of course. So now I explained you a little bit why Ape School and how did we created everything around the Ape School and around the Professor Keating. But let me tell you what is the vision of the Ape School. First, the vision is that we don't need the education. It sounds crazy, but remember the time in 2002 and 2003, it was the time as the internet just popped up and everybody was doing the education for internet. Today, we don't need education for internet. This means it's that kind of commodity. Everybody understands it and no need to educate anything. So that's why the vision that we have is actually that Web3 becomes commodity, becomes something which is totally normal, that everybody understands, and there is no need for Ape School anymore. So this means for the first time in my business life, I'm developing business concept, which will die. And if it dies, I will be very happy because this means that we don't need education anymore. So this is our vision. And our mission is actually to provide the knowledge free for everyone. So there is no any kind of hidden costs. Whatever we are doing totally free of charge. If we don't like it, we will not do it. Very simple. So there is no pressure for us that we have to do it. We have the company in the back, my own company, which is paying, let's say, our salaries anyhow. And there is no pressure that this project has to deliver something. If we have something to tell you, if we want to run some kind of sessions, we will do it. If not, we will chill somewhere on the beach and drink pina colada. That's life. So very simple. Okay. And how do we want to reach our target that the Web3 becomes commodity and that the mission is fulfilled? We produce, of course, educational content. If you follow the Twitter account of Professor John Keating, you will see that every day we are creating at least one small video, which is like a piece of education, just a small chunk of information, which is helping you to understand certain things which are happening in this moment. So it should be very relevant. The second point which we are trying always to be business oriented. So we think that this is very important, even if you are individual, like a private person. Nevertheless, I think the business orientation is very important because you have to understand the business models behind in order to define the best strategy for yourself, either privately or, of course, from the business point of view. And of course, the third point is we will tell you always the truth, even about other projects, because we think, and this is like a characteristic of the Professor John Keating, we think that there are too many scammers, there are too many people which want your money just like that, and nobody's telling you really the truth, how those guys are doing that and what is actually behind the scene. And that's what we will tell you always. As we don't have financial pressure, it's good for you. So it's very good for you. Regarding fiscal solutions, what is the company, let's say, strategy that I'm personally following behind? I want to be the first. If I say now me, I mean, of course, the company Fiscal Solutions. I want that my company Fiscal Solutions is the first company in the world which is offering VAT solutions for the metaverse. That's why we are learning. That's why we are creating the image that we want to have. And that's why we are cooperating with the governments and all those big guys and retailers, of course, in order to create the best possible technical solutions in software for the metaverse. And we are already working on that. So far, so good. Let's go a little bit more into the masterclass. Milica, if you want to interrupt me, just do that, no problem.
We're good for now, but
Okay.
maybe
Perfect.
I will in some moment.
So let's go more into the detail about the masterclass itself. So what are the targets actually, and who is the target audience for us, let's say, and what do we think that we want to reach, and what will you reach after the masterclass? First, we want you to understand technology and concepts. Be aware, you will not learn how to install MetaMask, and you will not learn, let's say, to click here and to click there and then to mint NFT. To be honest, this is not important at all. But you have to understand, why do you need wallet, how the wallet is working, and what are the, let's say, the basics of the technology behind. You don't need to develop by yourself, and you don't need to go deep into details, but the algorithm and principles you have to understand. Because if you do that, if you understand it, it doesn't matter if you are using MetaMask, Phantom, or whatever wallet, you will always know what you are doing, and you will be able to protect yourself. So this means we are teaching the real basics, not how to mint something and what is the wallet. I will teach you how to create, for example, cryptocurrencies. And this is something from the algorithm point of view, not from the development point of view. And as soon as you understood that, it will be totally clear for you if you want to buy something, what are the risks, and can you earn something or not, and how can you use those cryptocurrencies, for example. Okay, so you will be able to understand those technologies and concepts. You will be able to understand what could come in the future. Of course, nobody can predict the future, but based on the technologies and your understanding of the technologies, you will know if there are certain developments which are possible or not. For example, if somebody telling you that he will develop tomorrow play to earn game and that he will need just 1 month or something like that for that, if you understand the basics, you will tell them, sorry, guy, but this is technically not possible. Maybe in 20 years, if the AI is so developed, but in the moment, it's not possible at all.
Yes, we have one question. I wanted
Yes.
to just show it here on the screen. Maybe you are the best to answer to this question, but I would like to say that we had one lawyer that was talking about one really interesting topic on the first masterclass, right?
Yes.
But you should tell us if there is a plan to have
Yes.
someone speaking.
Yes, we have this plan, but there are two groups of the training. There is a masterclass. A masterclass is just dedicated for the people which really want to understand the basics. So if somebody has certain topic that he is really good in, no problem at all. I can add this person and with that special knowledge into the masterclass, and this will be great. But there is something better, I think, for this kind of concepts. We are providing also from time to time, at least 2 times per month. Now we are just around 1 time, I think once per month, but in the future it will be 2 times per month, additional training. So if you got the basic knowledge from the masterclass, it will be easy for you to understand everything else what we are providing. And those additional trainings, everybody is really welcome to connect with me to tell me what would be the interesting topic. And if this is really interesting, and I'm sure it will be, then we can organize it together as a separate training session, especially for the people which already have certain knowledge. Okay, I hope I was able to answer a little bit questions. So yes, connect with me, tell me the topic, and we will arrange the training for sure. Okay, so great. Yes, just connect with me and we will arrange that. Okay, so after the masterclass, you will be able to understand the basic concepts. You will understand how the systems are working. You will be able to understand how the future can be, what can be developed in the future, and you will be definitely able to talk to anyone about that. This is very important because if you want to extend your knowledge, you have to be able to talk to different parties, to different people, maybe companies, maybe you want to run your new business in Web3, and for that, you have to communicate. So you will be definitely able to communicate, starting with the blockchain topics and ending with the metaverse. This is great. What I personally really love, and I'm trying to do it really as much as possible, is to give you ideas about possible business cases. So you will see later, I'm actually starting each lesson with a certain examples from the business world, how somebody is using Web3 technology. And this is not just like creating the NFT project and minting everything in 10 minutes. To be honest, I'm not really interested in this kind of projects. I'm interested in the projects, how to use the NFTs, for example, in the agriculture, how to create certain certificates for certain topics, and this kind of values which are created with NFTs, because NFTs are much more than just asset that you see. There is a very smart part of the NFTs, and you will learn how to use these smart parts in your business models. Okay, at the end, you will be able to decide for yourself, is Web3 something from the business point of view and from the investment point of view? Is it something for you or not? Maybe you will decide that it's too complicated for you. Maybe you will decide that it's not yet for you. Or maybe you will find the ideas, let's say, for the next business case and for your own project, or even career, for example. For whom is it? Actually, for everyone. You don't need any kind of technical knowledge, because I will give you the concepts and the algorithms. I will not teach you how to develop smart contracts. We can talk about that, but this is not the target. So this means you don't need any kind of technical knowledge, but I'm sure even the people which are really good in the Web3 space and already longer time in the Web3 space will find some parts which are totally new for them, and maybe they didn't understand certain parts, and if I tell them, maybe the picture will get complete. So that's why even if you have certain knowledge, it's great to join. You can pick up the lessons which are interesting for you. You don't need to be all 7 lessons over there. So just pick up those that are interesting for you, or just parts of them, and that's good. That's fine as well. So it's up to you to decide how many knowledge you need, let's say, and you want to absorb. Okay, so we have 7 lessons, and this is now very important for me. Why? Because there are 2 kinds of education which you can find outside in the world today. There is a I call it fast food education. So you consume it in 7 minutes, and or at least the providers are telling you, if you watch this video in 7 minutes or 7 seconds, you will understand how Web3 space is working. Sorry, guys, this is not possible. You cannot learn blockchain. You cannot learn the basics in 5 minutes video on YouTube. I'm sorry for that. So I tried to create optimal size of the lessons, let's say, so that you are able to learn in all those elements of the Web3, the basics, and then you can continue with your education, and maybe with 7 minutes videos just to particular and the certain topics. Then it's okay. So it's 7 lessons. I know that it's long time, and the lessons are not that easy. So this means many of you that joins and start with us will not manage to stay us till the end. It's not that easy, I know, because every week we have 1 lesson. So this means 7 weeks you are like going to the school I'm sorry for that, but we are Ape School. So you will, if you decide to join us, then you are going to school. And 7 lessons, each of them is at least 1 hour long. But the first 2, because they are the most complex, for the first 2, and this is blockchain and cryptocurrencies, I need longer time. So you should calculate around 2 hours for the first 2 lessons each, I mean. So in total, 4 hours. All others are between 60 and 90 minutes. It's a long time. I'm not making any breaks. So you have to grab your coffee before and to stay with me. Otherwise, you will miss some important things. I'm just kidding. We can make the breaks all the time, of course, no problem. So we are using a platform called Click Meeting. It's a platform which is dedicated to the webinars and so on. And we are using it really heavily. In our company, we run already more than, I think, 500, 600 webinars. So it's a good platform. It's a really reliable one, and we can use it for education perfectly. You just need the email address and username. I will show you a little bit later to join, and this is very easy. At the end, if you are strong enough and if you are really with us all 7 lessons, you will be rewarded and you will get NFT. I will show you which one as a certificate. It's a very special one, and we have very special idea that how we create those NFTs. I will show it in a couple of seconds. But even more, you can create we can create and you can get the paper certificate as well. Why we are doing that old-fashioned certificate as well? Very simple, because if you want to send your CV maybe and to apply for the new job, these kind of paper certificates are really, really welcome. We as a company, we are existing since 20 years in the financial world, in the taxation world of the retail and so on. If we issue the certificate, everybody knows that it's something behind. It's not just like that. And you see that we have the masterclass with 7 lessons. So this means this is something really valuable for your career and for your future if you want. So we will issue the paper certificates only upon request. So if you ask us to do that. NFT you will get anyhow if you are with us all 7 lessons. For the certificate, you need to be with us all 7 lessons as well. So on the road till the last session, lots of things can happen, of course. Maybe somebody is, I don't know, not able to join the lessons or whatever, or maybe I am not able to join the lesson and we have to postpone it. To be always informed and to stay, let's say, informed and to be able to react, you should follow these 2 Twitter accounts. One is from the Ape School and another one is from Professor Keating, sorry. So I recommend you strongly to follow those accounts. If you don't like the content that we published after we finish the masterclass, just unfollow us and that's okay. But during the lessons, it's really, really helpful because if something happens, you will be informed on time and you can react. Let's talk about lessons itself. So I told you 2 hours for the first 2 of them and later a little bit shorter, but each lesson is following similar structure. So we have always on the beginning some kind of organizational topics. Maybe something is happening, maybe we have to change something, or maybe we are talking about homework or whatever. So this is that organizational part. In the second part, I call it Web3 space, concept and news. I'm trying to bring some interesting concepts, business concepts, and to explain them to you, that you are able to see what's going on the business point of view, from the business point of view. I think this is very interesting. If something is happening in the space and we have to talk about that because it's influencing our education, I'm putting that in this small part of the education as well. Then we do a small recapitulation of the last session because all of the sessions are, let's say, connected to each other. It will be very difficult to understand cryptocurrencies if you didn't understand the blockchain. Of course, if you already know the blockchain, it's up to you not to join us, fine. But it's better to join because maybe I will give you some ideas and some information that you need for the second session. So this means all 7 are related to each other somehow. Then we are covering the main topic of the lesson, and this is majorly the longest part of the session. Then we have, of course, Q&A, which is usually not during the lessons, but we can stay always longer and we can discuss everything what you want during the lessons as well. But usually the time is really, for many participants, a problem. So that's why I put the Q&A sessions on Twitter. We can organize additional, let's say, live sessions where we are just answering the question if you have, in a kind of Ask Me Anything sessions. Or we can do our best, of course, during the session to do it as well, if everybody wants that. So if the students want to stay a little bit longer to discuss some special topics, no problem at all. I am there for you. So this is a structure. You will be very fast used on that structure, and even on the second and third lesson, you will like it because you will know exactly what is coming when and how to follow the lesson. And if you have to go to the toilet, you will be able to choose the part that is best for you to make a short break, let's say. So coming back to the Twitter, it's very important to be part of the community on the Twitter, to be informed on time and to continue learning, because we are using those accounts, especially Professor Keating, to produce the content and to distribute the content, educational content. For example, in the moment, everybody is talking about lending, everybody is talking about Blur, and today and yesterday we published 2 videos, for example, which are explaining lending and which are explaining what are the reasons, for example, why should somebody use this kind of products. And this is on our Twitter account. Okay. The second point, which I think is very important, are our newsletters, because newsletters, we are using them in order to inform, let's say, our students about everything what we are doing, so that you are always, that you have the transparency what's happening in the school, let's say, what's coming, or what is, let's say, what we already did in the near past. Sometimes the newsletters are coming every week, sometimes every I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks. So there is no really, I don't know, there is no regularity in that. So if we have something to tell you, we are using the newsletters. I recommend that as well. And now, very important point, Twitter is one of the key tools for the Web3. Not just for the marketing, but also for the research of the projects, for communication, for the community creation, and so on. So that's why using the Twitter is part of our education. But I will not tell you click here, click there, and then you can use the Twitter. I assume that many of you already know the Twitter very good, and some of you are already on Twitter, I know. But if not, it's time to jump on the Twitter and to use it. I'm telling you that because today, now, we are streaming this session on LinkedIn and on YouTube and on Twitter. So there are some people on LinkedIn, for example, which are not on Twitter. I know that. So I recommend you to register, and I recommend you to use it, at least during the sessions, in order to understand how the Twitter is working. I'm always referencing to Twitter and what's happening over there. Homework, which you will get today, is related to the Twitter as well. Just for you to know. So I told you we are using Click Meeting as a platform. This is the screen which you will usually see if we are starting the sessions. You will get the link if you're registered, of course. You will get the link via email. If you click on that link, you will this window will open, and you just need to enter your name, whatever name you like, and your address, whatever address you like. Many students created Google emails just for these sessions, and usually they are not using it just for the sessions. It's a good way, it's a good strategy. If you want to do that, please feel free to do it. So there are no any other screens, let's say, there are no any other links, only the links that we send you via email or we publish them on our Twitter accounts are valid links, nothing else. We will not publish it anywhere else. This is very important due to security reasons, okay? Just the screen picture will change from the lesson to lesson. So you will always have a different background or something like that, but always 2 fields and always Click Meeting in the address, okay? And you will get it via email or we will publish it on the Twitter. Very important due to scammer and all this kind of people which want to steal your money. Let's run basically or briefly through the points, through the lessons that we will have, and I will give you some information about what we will touch in each of them. We will start with the basics of the blockchain technology, but don't worry, the basics we will handle. We will talk about the basics from the algorithmical point of view, because it's very important to understand what does it mean, for example, immutability. And why is this important for you? So I will always explain you the characteristics of the blockchain, and then why is this important for you. Let me just tell you a small story, and you will immediately understand. If you learn and understand that everything what you write on the blockchain is immutable, and tomorrow somebody is connecting with you on Twitter telling you that he can help you to edit your whatever purchase that you did on the blockchain, you can tell him, sorry guy, I know that it's immutable, nobody can help me, you are scammer. You understand? So you will be able to make the bridge between the characteristics of the blockchain and real life usage. And this is the value, and this is what is, let's say, differentiating us, Ape School, from all other 7 minutes videos on YouTube. So we will make the bridge between real technology and how do you have to use it, and what is the value that you can have from those characteristics in your real life. We will talk, of course, about Bitcoin, which is grandmother of all blockchains and cryptocurrencies. We will talk about hash algorithm. You have to understand it, and I will explain you why, of course. We will talk about typical transactions, types of blockchains. We will compare several of them so that you are able to understand what are the differences between Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, for example. You don't need to go into the technical details, but you should understand the differences. For example, if you understand the differences, you will understand that for each of them, you need a separate wallet. So if somebody is coming and telling you, guy, with my wallet, you can do Bitcoin and Ethereum together in one wallet, at least you should put the question mark in that and analyze it a little bit more, because usually you need different wallets. Just a small example. There are some chains where you can use the same wallet, but actually it's a separate technology, totally separate technology. That's what we will learn there. The second one will be the cryptocurrencies, and this is my favorite part, because we will create a cryptocurrency in our thoughts. So you will, by creating the cryptocurrency during our session, in our thoughts, in our game, mind game, let's say, you will understand what are actually cryptocurrencies and what is giving the value to the cryptocurrencies. Because actually there is nothing that you can touch. You cannot touch Bitcoin. There is no Bitcoin. And even technically, Bitcoin is not existing. It's just entry in the table. But then it's the question, why is somebody paying that much money for a simple entry in the table? And this table could be even Excel. It would be the same principle. And we will use the table like Excel to create our own cryptocurrency. That's why I love this kind of sessions. The third one will be related to the NFTs and what can you do with them? Because the question is, for example, what is giving the value to the NFTs? One point is, of course, to define what is NFT actually. And I can tell you that around 70 people, which are today, 70% of the people which are today in the Web3 space, didn't understand what is actually NFT. They see some kind of picture, they see maybe music, they see video, and they will tell you this is NFT, but it's not. And then if somebody is changing, for example, metadata, they are totally surprised. How is somebody able to change my NFT? NFT should be immutable and on the blockchain, but it's not. And this is what we will learn, let's say, in this session. In the session number 4, we will learn about the projects. And I have some, because I was involved personally in several projects, because we are following, let's say, in the Ape School, the strategy, whatever we are teaching here, we did it by ourselves. So you should know that we issued already 5 different NFT collections with everything what is belonging to that, and 5 different because we wanted to test different technologies. So not because we wanted to make money. All of them are totally free and everybody can have them, but we developed everything by ourselves. We developed smart contracts, we developed marketing strategies and everything what is belonging to them, because we wanted to be sure that what we are telling to you in these sessions it's really real life experience and not just a theory from some kind of books. So that's why basics of NFT projects will explain you what are the projects. We will talk about salaries in the project so that you know what could you earn. For example, I have some interesting data for you. You will be able to understand if this is something maybe for your career. Maybe you want to be community manager on Discord, and it should be very good for you to understand, for example, how much money could you make with that. Especially now in this situation of the market which we have, it's a difficult topic. And I will tell you the stories about our projects, because we did that. We employed, let's say, community managers from different countries where the salaries are very low. And suddenly we had, very cheap community managers, which didn't really manage the community on the right way. But suddenly we have had thousands of people on the Discord. But same way we lost all of them. So you will learn these kind of different concepts which can help you maybe in your projects, which can help you to analyze other projects and then to make your own decision. That's what we will do over there. In the fifth part, I think, we will talk about community. This is very important but you should know that. Let me explain you very shortly, because this is warm up and I can go in detail. Why is community important? Everybody is telling you, you need community, you need community. Yes, community is pushing you. But why is this like that? Why do you need community? So there are several views of that problem and that topic. View number one, communities are customers. So the best customer group, which is already clustered, means they are following the same principles, same rules, they love same things. This is the community. And for me as a company project, it's the best way to have my customers around me so I can sell them more. So this is one reason why the project needs community. But even better, even more important reason is number two. The value of the cryptocurrencies and NFT projects is created by the community. And this is very simple to understand. If I'm telling to you that this pen has a value of $10 and 1 million people are repeating the same, you will believe that it's $1 million value pen and you will maybe buy it. But if I'm the only person, so very small community, just one person telling you this is very valuable, you will tell me, maybe not really. You understand? So if the community is big and everybody is following and running in the same direction, the value is created. And the third point why the community is important is the hype. Only if you have lots of people which are telling you, you have to buy this pen, you have to buy it, it's a great pen, you have to buy it, go, go, go. So otherwise there are just 2 pens and you will miss it. That's created by the community. These are so-called ambassadors of your project. So you need them to create hype, and the hype is selling. These are the reasons. And that's what we will talk here. I told you I will tell you the truth. And this is, for example, the truth about the community. It's not because we love us. It's because you want to make business. That's why you need community. Okay? That's what we will discuss over there. The sixth lesson will be related to the investments. This means I want to teach you a little bit more about decentralized finances, DeFi, in order to understand what else is possible in the Web3 space. For example, what is the difference between lending and staking? What is, let's say, flash loan? What is, you understand, you see already what I mean. So you will learn all these kind of concepts, let's say, in order to be able to understand what are the related risks. And then you will be able to understand, is this something for you or not? Okay. And the last point is also my favorite, as all others as well. It's a metaverse. There are several types of the metaverses. We will discuss all of them: centralized, decentralized, on blockchain, not on blockchain, and so on. And we will create even the picture and the map of all metaverses which are existing today. We will define even metaverse, what is metaverse, at least as I understand it. And we can discuss, of course, what is actually around metaverse important. My target and my idea is to provide you enough information to be able to understand, is this something for you or not? Does it make sense for you to buy, for example, land in Sandbox? And just to give you a short story, because I don't want to tell you just like this something. We did it. We bought us in several metaverses land just to see if it makes sense and how to deal with that. And one effect is already happening. sandbox. We have a land in the sandbox, and we don't have anything on the land. Just one topic. We have just a sign with a company name, nothing else. And now, if the people are running around, they see our advertisement, our company. And you should know that the retailers like Carrefour and so on are in those kind of metaverses as well, because they want to make their own business. So this means by buying one land, which is maybe 1 ETH or something like that in a sandbox, I'm paying the advertisement for more than 2 years already. So the cheaper advertisement I cannot get. So that's, for me and for my business, it makes sense. But the question is, does it make sense for you and your business? And that's what we will discuss in the last session related to metaverse. If you have any kind of questions, just type them as a comment and we will, of course, answer them immediately. So this is basically what we will run. If you are strong enough, brave enough to stay with us all 7 lessons, which will not be easy, you will be rewarded by very special NFT. This is one example of the NFT that we had in the previous sessions. It's created by the real artists, and this one was created by the Sarah Ketzman. She's actually a photographer, very young artist. So we wanted to support her development, let's say. That's why we paid her to create for us this kind of artwork. And we created out of that artwork together with her the NFTs. But we did it a little bit different. So usually, the certificates are looking like, piece of paper, and on the certificate is written, congratulations for certification or participation or whatever. And if you do that, if you put your name and the name of the lessons and the name of the school on the artwork, you will destroy it. Imagine that you put you see maybe on my wall, there is a picture of the horses, and now imagine that there is written on the horses Darko Pavic or Professor John Keating. Not nice. So that's why we created all these important data as a part of the metadata, and you see it on the right side. So nothing is written on the NFT, but everything is written, the important data are written in the metadata. So this means if you want to sell your NFT, you can do that because the art value is still there. It's not destroyed by writing your name on the artwork. It's in the metadata, it's fine, but not on the artwork. And all our certificates are created like that. And all of them are created by artists, by real artists. And these are the NFTs, 4 of them at least, which are created by our own artist, which is part of the Ape School. They are derivatives, let's say, from Ape that I'm using, from Professor Keating, and they are really very special. So it's a really artwork. Each of them is 1 by 1, so it's a unique. All of them are unique, very unique. It's not generated by the computer. All of them are really drawn.
I love these.
They're really nice. They're really nice and very special.
Yeah.
So this is what you will earn. We prepared around, I think, 28 or 29 certificates. So if there are more people, our artist has to work more. Sorry for that. But it's good for him. He will be paid for that as well. So if you want a paper certificate, this is how it looks like. So it's a written, of course, certificate of achievement, and it's signed by the company and by me, of course, and it has a certain value because the company has since 20 years certain value. So the people know about us in the world. Okay, so that's why if you want, you just have to request one and we will issue one. And now this is the last slide that I have and the last piece of information that I want to give you, your homework. Okay, so for the people that join me today, it's good that you are here because the people which are really working and doing the homework, maybe there will be interesting rewards as well. So you have 3 topics that you have to do. All 3 of them are related to the Twitter. The first one, you have to find the guy who is owning this PFP. It should not be that difficult. He is very famous and Rock Radio is very famous. So it should not be that difficult. The number 2, you should explain what is the blue check behind the name on Twitter? What does it mean if you have one? Okay. And the last point, what is hexagon picture of the PFP? There are, let's say, 2 different or even 3 different shapes of the PFPs on Twitter. What does it mean if you have this one? Okay, hexagon. You don't need to, Petra, you are too fast. You don't need to answer it now. Think about that. Do your research, and on 8th of May, I will ask you on the beginning of the lessons to give me your answers, and then you will put your answers in the chat, and I have that for, let's say, for my research, if you are really working on the homework or not, and then maybe you will get reward. Okay, so far so good. Any questions? Milica, did I forget something?
Actually, no. You were
Good.
you were going really in
Like a
details.
machine.
Yeah, I wanted to just jump in and to say also we did last year one really great thing. We were the first one in the world that actually had the NFT exhibition
Oh yes, this was
in
last year. Yes.
Belgrade. Yeah, well, you were talking about our NFT collections and how you wanted to make it real. We even brought it to the next level, and we even had that NFT collection called Masters of Blockchain, and we did the exhibition. And also, what is really important, the real people were there, like our clients and partners for years. So that's something that is really significant for us. Okay, and also I must say this is live event, so if you need these questions to see once again, you can watch this live however you want, and how many times you like. This will be on LinkedIn profile Darko Pavic, and also YouTube John Keating. So also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If anyone wants to jump in to be here on the stage with us, let us know. I will put you in.
I just changed. Petra was not able to see the bottom of the slide, so I changed it a little bit. Petra, I hope now it was okay, so you saw it. So the question is, what does it mean if somebody has hexagon as a profile picture? Because there are 3 different shapes which you could have, and this is one of them. And it's important to understand what does it mean if somebody has this kind of shape. So I will show it once again. You see it? This
Here
is the
it is.
last question.
So it's not like a circle, it's a hexagon.
Yes. There are 3 shapes: square, circle, and hexagon. So all of them have different meanings, and hexagon is actually, for us as a Web3 space members, the most important.
Yes, we are also members of one also interesting platform. You didn't mention that. We are like creators. It's the name is Schiller, and they still aren't live, right?
Not yet. So I'm
yet.
really curious about this platform. This could be very interesting for the Web3 space. Yes.
Yeah, so it's like social commerce for Web3. So that is also something that is really interesting. As Darko told you already, we are working with retailers, and we are in that like retail technology. So that's something that is really, really important. And stay tuned, because we will be creators there, of course. Okay.
Regarding exhibition, maybe just a short information. So we are trying every year to have something very special, let's say, for the people which are owning our NFTs and which are students, let's say, in our school. In real life, something very special. This year we will have, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it. Milica, can I say it already? About
the conference?
Yeah.
Well, you can.
Okay, so just a couple of words. End of the year, we are preparing the worldwide first technical conference related to the VATs and fiscal topics, what we are actually doing. So it's a financial focused conference, and our students will be able to join it. Not all of us, of course, because it's a very small conference. We are allowing around 100, 150 participants, not more. And you can imagine that lots of retailers from around the world want to join, of course, because they will get certain information which are usually not available around the world. So it will be for sure totally crowded. We will limit the number of the people to around 150, and some of the members of our community will definitely be able to join. So this will be something which is very special, I think, this year.
And I must say, Darko actually told you the exclusive news at the moment.
Very
Just so you
exclusive,
know, so
yes.
you're the first to know about it.
But that's
But
why I ask you, look,
yeah,
you know,
it's okay.
usually Milica is very, and the team is very angry on me because I'm not able to keep the secrets for me. And that's why they are, oh, again, he will reveal the secrets. So I'm sorry, but it's not really secret anymore. So we will do it end of the year. The preparations are already running. It will be a huge conference from the content
Yes.
point of view, but the smaller one from the number of the people, number of the participants. But it's for the first time in the world that this kind of conference is organized. It's a not Web3 conference, so it's something financial and tax related. But you know why we are doing that, and that's the reason why we did the exhibition as well, because I want to enable, let's say, the students which are teaching and learning, let's say, the Web3, to get in touch with the real businesses and to be able to create the network, let's say, of connections which could be valuable for them. And this is not only limited to the Web3 space. Web3 space is too small from my point of view, but it's very interesting for you, for example, if you are able to learn from the guys who are running international companies, if you are able to sit with them together, drink coffee and talk about different concepts. This is something which is creating real value for everyone. It's not related to the Web3. It's a real life way, let's say, to learn the new things. That's why I think it's very important and interesting for us as well.
Yeah, I can agree totally.
Yeah, but no roadmap. So no promises, no roadmap. So we will see. Okay, guys, if somebody has questions, any kind, it's time to ask or even to jump on the stage if you like to discuss whatever you want. If not, we can close the session for today, I think. Right, Milica?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everyone had the right to say hello, I'm here, or ask whatever it wants. But okay, we are good if you're good. We wanted to provide information, and I think we did it well. I mean, you did it well, Professor John Keating. So
Thank you.
and you will
I-
do it even better when we start with masterclass. So we are closing the registrations. Thank you for being here with us. So we are closing the registration on the 5th of May, which is in 2 days. And you will get the access link for the first session so you can jump in. So stay on your Gmail or whatever
we will
mail
send
you
it, I
use.
think, in the morning on the 8th, right?
On Monday.
So
Yeah.
shortly before, yeah.
Yeah, and please check out also your spam and like every junk mail and all of these to make sure. If there is any problem, reach out to Twitter, Professor John Keating.
Yes, if you don't receive the email, let's say till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, PM, then definitely you should connect with us and I will send you the link directly, okay?
Yeah. So feel free, we're here to communicate with you and to stay in touch with you in real time, to be responsive. So that's it. Thank you, Petra, so much. You were actually a great listener.
Thank you, Petra. See you on 8th of May. Guys, enjoy the week, enjoy the weekend in between, and see you soon again.
See
Thank you,
you
Milica.
soon. Thank
Guys,
you
see you.
also. Bye.
Bye.